You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Well, the Georgia fans in the last couple of years have taken over everything from Notre Dame Stadium to the Rose Bowl to Wrigley Field. So it's no surprise that we would be in a sea of red tonight. Let's go down to the Georgia sideline. Cole standing by with Kirby Smart.
Coach Smart, when you have a quarterback like Jake Fromm coming into a season opener, how much more does that put you at ease as a head coach?
Well, you're never at ease when you got a lot of freshmen out there that haven't played, so it's never easy, but certainly better to have a veteran than a young guy.
You have emphasized havoc and creating havoc for your defense all off-season. How do you ensure that that becomes the identity of your defense tonight?
Play a game. We got to go play a game and find out where we are, and we've talked about it, but now you got to actually put the actions in place.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, Jordan, as much promise as there is around this Georgia program, there are also questions.
I think the biggest question for me, Tom, is actually on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, they got some spots to fill at wide receiver, but I like that group. On the defensive side of the football, they have to find a dominant pass rusher, somebody that can beat a man when they need it on a third down. They're going to eventually go up against Tua. If they want to compete for a national title, Trevor Lawrence, they got to get after the quarterback at some point. We'll learn a lot about that position tonight.
Here's a guy on the Vandy sideline that knows how to put together a defense. Derek Mason, in his 6th season as the head man here on Nashville's West End, took the Doors back to a bowl last season. He has re-energized his program. He has dominated the state of Tennessee. And believe me, that carries weight in this state and in this conference. Well, Nashville's a great town to be in if you own a hotel or a bar. You made a ton of money this weekend. Riley Gay will handle the kickoff duties for Vanderbilt. Talent to return for Georgia, including the speedy James Cook. Flanked by Brian Herrien a few steps ahead. Underway in Nashville. Cook mishandled the kickoff, but will take a knee.
How does this offense look? New offensive coordinator James Coley. He was the quarterback coach last year, but talking to Jake Fromm this offseason, might see a little more tempo and a little more wide open offensive look.
Brian Herrien will start the game at tailback, and Herrien rips one off straight ahead to pick up a first down. There is an embarrassment of riches in the Georgia backfield, and already we see 2 more running backs enter, James Cook and DeAndre Swift.
And is able to recruit, but he's got to show up to all the hype that's been around him this last year.
Swift was a 1,000-yard rusher last season. Here's his first touch. It's a big one. 3 plays, a pair of first downs, and more yardage coming after the flag was dropped at the end. It's a run of 16.
It's one thing we sat down with Jason Tarver, the defensive coordinator for Vandy, is how to neutralize the big bodies of Georgia. Haven't seen a ton of slanting or stemming yet. I wonder if they start to go to that a little earlier than they wanted to.
Fromm hands it off again. Swift makes a miss again. It's another Georgia first down. Jake Fromm was sensational in the red zone last season. On the end around, this is Tyler Simmons, and Simmons rips off another big one. A gain of 8.
It's really not fair, honestly. The size of those guys up front, you saw it in the open there. What, 326 across the board? And that's probably light. Those big boys, they probably put the weight a little lower than it actually is on the stat sheet.
Yeah, I think there are a couple hot chickens above what they list. First and goal for Jake Fromm to throw it for the first time. Corner end zone, touchdown, Demetrius Robertson. A machine-like march for Georgia. 8 plays, 75 yards, and they took 4 minutes off the clock. Horton would know. He coached 9 All-SEC running backs over 12 years between Arkansas and Auburn. 3rd down 5. drops, now steps up, and gets taken down from behind. Nolan Smith, the talented freshman out of IMG Academy, able to get to him. It won't count as a sack, but Georgia's wondering where the quarterback pressures can come from. Nolan Smith might be the guy.
Yeah, they brought it from the backside to corner blitz. That's one thing Kirby Smart was harping on Havoc. We got to find ways to disrupt the football, get after the quarterback, create big momentum plays on defense. So that first chance on a third and passing situation, we see a big-time blitz. A little delayed blitz on that one from Braden DeVault Smith. Great job getting it and finishing it, but here we go. This is what Jake Fromm is best at, changing the play already at the line of scrimmage.
Vandy brings an extra defender. The pass is complete. Matt Landers is a guy that Jake Fromm told us in the spring would, quote, wreck the SEC. Now, the coaches are still waiting for Landers to show more consistency, but it seems he has take the lid off kind of talent.
I mean, he's 6'5", 200 pounds. He can run a 4.4. From right here, he saw the cushion. Vanderbilt giving a lot of cushion on the outside, so he audibled the 4 verticals there, but on the outside, with that much cushion, it's just a 10-yard stop route. That's pitch and catch for a quarterback and a receiver like Landers. Cleaner the ball comes out, just like you saw.
So rare negative play for the Dogs, 1st and 20. On a crossing route, plenty of room for Robertson this time. The speedster who started his career on the West Coast rips off a 17-yard run.
Boy, Jordan, that one was big time because Vanderbilt runs a tackle-tackle twist on the inside of their defensive line, and it was not picked up. I believe Jake Fromm saw that pressure coming from the right side, knew he had to distribute that football quickly.
Nashville is popping, man. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a Tuesday night in the middle of who cares what month it is always alive.
Just setting up a screen. Landers cuts it back. Matt Landers' second catch. He's shown a little bit what he can do. It's a gain of 15. You know, practice Saturday in Athens, Matt Landers looked like a guy who kind of disappeared at times.
I know this because I've told you this 100 times. The only way to be a great offensive line is to do it against people that are trying to make you look bad and do it full speed in pads. Those situations have been limited across the board in college football through spring and the fall. It makes forming continuity very difficult.
A lot of guys coming to town wanting to play for Sam Pittman, their fine O-line coach. Here's Robertson. And Georgia stretching the field end to end with some of that movement. He rips off a gain of 15. Another stop for Jerkins, the young safety.
Mixing up the play calling very well early for a guy that hasn't done it in a while. James Coley, new offensive coordinator.
Yep, he was an offensive coordinator at both Miami and Florida State. Had a bunch of first-rounders at quarterback when he was with Jimbo Fisher in Tallahassee. Here's James Cook. Cook's got the 10, 5, touchdown. 2 possessions for Georgia, a pair of scores. Cook takes it in from 18.
It's just an embarrassment of riches right now. Everybody that touches the ball runs a 4.4 and is dynamic. And I tell you what, those last 2 plays, you might not see it sit on the couch, but they're going to see it in film. And Charlie Werner, 2 great blocks that sprung both those plays for a tight end that sometimes gets a little overlooked. Needs a little love.
Fromm's the kind of guy to give it to him. Rodrigo Blankenship punches it through. Didn't miss a point after last year. Perfect to start this season. The Georgia Bulldogs are off to a rollicking start here in Music City. James Cook, the sophomore from Miami, has the Dogs up 14-zip. Second down 7. And Vaughn gets blasted, but another positive carry. The big 3 have been good for Vandy here early on, but it's Georgia's big everything so far. Dogs have run 18 plays. They already have 159 yards of offense. They have yet to be stopped. It's Georgia 14, Vanderbilt nothing through 1 quarter in Nashville. Riley Neal, the Ball State transfer, out of the shotgun. Georgia shows pressure from the edge. They lay off. Neal's going to try to take off with it. Turf Monster got him, and then Tay Crowder cleaned it up. No gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I don't like the play call here, Tom, and I actually have a feeling that I think that was called. I'm not so sure that was a read for Riley Neal as much as it was, let's go for it. Obviously, the low snap does not help. He's not allowed to get his eyes up, but that's not his strong suit. He's not an athletic quarterback. He's not going to beat you off the edge. And to me, on a 3rd and short, if I got a choice to run with my quarterback or find my tight end that should or could be playing in the NFL, I choose that one.
So 4th down, they're going to fake it straight ahead. Vandy trying to take some chances, and it looks like it paid off. All right.
Okay.
So you rewind one play. Does it make a little bit more sense?
Love it now. Oh, direct snap straight to the up back. Deshaun Jerkins, the safety there, getting his reps in on the offensive side of the ball.
Pinkney, the tight end, shifted to the left. Another less than perfect snap. Justin Shelton Mosley, the Harvard transfer's got a 1st down on the reverse. And Vandy now rolling the dice, and it's paying off. A 22-yard run for Justice Shelton Mosley, the Harvard grad. One of the best defenses in college football on 2nd down now. Looking for a screen. Neal rolls and dumps it. The screen game was so important for Vandy in years past, but that time Keyshawn Vaughn never got out of the backfield. He got tripped up and dropped.
Rounding for 6 on the offense. Obi Clayton has brought us out, and it looks a loss of down.
So he's trying to find Vaughn, but Vaughn never got out of traffic. 3rd and 31. 4-man rush, quick release to the exterior. And Justice Shelton Mosley from the Ivy League to the SEC, he got folded in half and he got taken down 5 yards after the whistle again. And he's thinking even Yale wasn't this mean.
But Ben Cleveland seems like he's from a different planet. He is 342 pounds. And if you can get a shot from behind him right now, just standing there, look at the waist. 342 pounds for that dude. He is a behemoth of a man.
If you saw him on I-40, it would be labeled oversized load. He wears size 17 cleats. Play action from Swift. Fromm pulls it back, hits his target. Lawrence Cager, the Miami transfer, takes it all the way down to the 21. 36 yards on play action. The big offensive line opens holes for running back, sucks defenses in, and then that.
And the biggest effect is in the secondary. You're not going to be able to see it, but the corner to the left side of your screen gets sucked up by the play action for who knows why. And that's exactly why he was that wide open.
Fromm has started this game 7 of 8 for 97 yards. Georgia is averaging 9.9 yards a play to this point. This is the Dogs' 3rd possession of the game. Swift, huge hole on the right side. And DeAndre Swift has him knocking on the door again. That one covers 16 yards. And here's another check from the junior quarterback.
He sees pressure coming from right here at the top of his screen.
He was right, and he fires that direction incomplete. And a flag coming down. He was trying to find the freshman George Pickens, who got taken down. Max Worship, the sophomore defensive back, did all he could to keep Pickens from finding the football.
Again, great recognition that after the blitz is going to be man coverage. Little pick play there on the inside by Demetrius Robinson.
Foul occurred in the
open it up for George Pickens, and that's a touchdown if it's not a flag. And he's got to start doing something.
All the bigs are in for both sides, including Eli Wolf at a fullback position in front of Harrion. Harrion behind Wolf, and he is in. Touchdown, Georgia again. There's still some rust around Gus Malzahn's team at this point. Keyshawn Vaughn able to pick up a couple, and a helmet comes rolling off.
No, we haven't really seen Vandy attempt to to push the ball downfield. At some point, you're going to have to. Right now, Georgia is rolling a safety down late before the snap, adding to the box, threatening them to do anything downfield.
Does Riley Neal have the arm strength to do that?
He absolutely does. Yeah, he's talented. He can throw the football. But right now, he does look a little confused.
David Smith again.
Personal foul, face mask, number 92 on the defense. A penalty is 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
That's the end of the play.
Number 5 does not have to come out of the game
right
for his helmet coming off.
That doesn't feel good. That chin strap is tight. It's not meant to come off like that.
Monty Rice looked pretty strong there.
He is.
It did come off, but it was ripped off, so he could have stayed in. Jamari Wakefield in his place. Another high snap, and they swing it out to Pink. Tight end is able to fold his way forward, and they'll be just short.
It's rallied really well to the ball.
Looks like they got a safety helping on Pinckney again. Neal looking to the left away from him. Pinckney all alone. Neal's going to scramble. And Neal, short of the marker, ends up all the way to the wall, and late hit will bring multiple flags.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 1 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I believe that's Devod Wilson. He's wearing number 1, so Georgia didn't put out a 2 deep, and the roster has Wilson as number 8. But then again, Vandy didn't release their quarterback, didn't tell anybody who the starting quarterback was going to be.
College football, baby. Secrecy in week 1.
Indeed.
All around.
Here comes pressure from the edge with Neal under center.
Double pass.
Quick hitter to the outside. They'll let it go. Cam Johnson to the end zone. Incomplete. And there's another flag on Georgia. Pinckney was right there, and Tyson Campbell met him before the ball got there.
I love the play call. Oh. That's so close. If he turns his head there, even with that contact, it's so close, I don't think they throw that flag. But because he has no vision on the ball,
that penalty is declined. Second down.
It's a PI every time.
Vandy had an ineligible receiver downfield. So they'll end up with a 2nd and 10 with the ball at the 26. Another try for the Doors. This is 2nd and 10. And they'll run it to the near side with Keyshawn Vaughn. And Vaughn forced out of bounds by Mark Webb. It's a gain of 8. Vaughn. Nope, it's Neal, and he'll dance for the first down. Riley Neal had a game in high school, at Yorktown High School, where he ran the ball 40 times in a single game. It is Deuce Wallace's game, 3rd and long. On the road at home for Vandy. Neal with some space, and he tried to fit it into Cam Johnson. They'll say complete. It'll bring up 4th down. And the field goal unit will come on for the Commodores.
Best player, Jared Pinckney's got to know he's got to be off the ball there.
26-yard attempt for Riley Gay. Harrison Smith, the punter, is his holder. And that one just sneaks over. Went right off somebody's fingertips, but it got enough behind it. And Jordan Davis says, man, look how big my hands are. How did that thing get over the crossbar? A 12-play, 72-yard drive, big push up front, and big number 99, a fingertip away from batting it backwards. Vanderbilt had punted on every possession. Pressure coming up the middle from Johnson. And it's a tight end ball for the first time. Charlie Werner is as reliable a receiver as Jake Fromm has coming into the season. Pressure coming from the edge. Fromm eludes it, fires middle, incomplete. Tyler Simmons left his feet to try and find it. And for the first time tonight, Georgia will bring on their punter.
5 yards and get some momentum going.
Vandy moved the ball well the last time. There it is. And a move with Keyshawn Vaughn. Vaughn had 3 runs of 66 yards or more in the Texas Bowl. He was one of the most explosive running backs in the SEC last season.
The false starts. Can't have that when you had positive momentum here on a 2-minute drill to close the half.
Not just his feet wet, he's been underwater, and he's there again and able to get it away to Keyshawn Vaughn. And Vaughn gets taken down maybe by a face mask. That'll tack on a few more. Richard LeCount came in to make the play and got happy hands. 12 yards on the gain, plus more coming. You think we see a quarterback change at the half for Vandy?
I don't think it would be at the half. I think, if anything, you give Riley Neal another drive or another couple drives.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run.
It is on the count.
First down.
But at some point,
Guys in and out of the lineup. He's been trying to direct traffic as far as getting certain individuals aligned. A lot of personal individual coaching going back and forth between the head coach and this Georgia defense on this drive.
Channing Tindall caught the spittle that time. Kirby's got a new defensive coordinator, Dan Lanning. Mel Tucker left and took the job at Colorado. Lanning played his college ball at William Jewell outside of Kansas City and was with Kirby Smart on the national championship squad at Bama in 2015.
no timeouts here. This ball has got to get out of bounds if you're Vandy.
Whoa, way offside.
Take a shot.
Free play. Lobs it down the sideline and incomplete. He was trying to find C.J. Bullard.
Offside on the defense, number 19. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
As Georgia looks for some guys that can give them a presence off the edge.
Great job of the double count, of the hard count by Riley Neal there, and good job of recognizing, I got a free play, I'm going to take a shot. You might get a PI there, you might have Bullard come down with that. And really that 5 yards is what you needed to feel a little bit better about this field goal right here.
Cost him some time at the very least. This will be a 46-yard attempt for Riley Gay.
Timeout, Georgia.
And a timeout taken.
Their third and final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Lanning, the defensive coordinator in the black polo. Kirby Smart, the head coach in the red. How about Georgia and this start from Jake Fromm? This was the capper of the opening drive. Put it in the air twice in the opening drive. Able to put it in the belly of so many great running backs, including James Cook and then Brian Harriet.
They've just been rolling. I mean, this offensive line has exerted their will on Vanderbilt. When you run the football like that, the play-action pass is wide open. But when's the last time you saw this, Tom? A football coach at this level saying, everybody get on a knee like high school, like Pop Warner ball.
We did it at Bainbridge, boys.
He is not happy with really the mental execution on this drive. It's been mental mistakes, alignment.
He's keeping his get-back coach busy.
He is.
More like a tow truck. Riley Gay comes from a hockey family. His dad played hockey at Notre Dame. Had an uncle that played on the '84 U.S. Olympic team and in the NHL. And Gay has been inconsistent with his slap shot. Only 4 of 10 in his career from 40 yards plus. Harrison Smith is his holder. Scott Meyer, the snapper. Vanderbilt looking for momentum. Got the distance.
Drilled
and
it.
It's good. Riley Gay with a couple of long balls for Vandy. And the Commodores will get the ball to start the second half.
Huge momentum drive right there. I mean, in the face of adversity, in the face of a couple false start penalties, you think, well, maybe we just run this and Hayes in the barn. Let's go to the locker room and fix things. A couple big plays later and a penalty, get back in a field goal position.
So it changes the message from Derek
Yes.
Mason. The question is, does it change how you think about your quarterback play? Because that hasn't necessarily improved with the 2 field goals. A squibber scooped up by James Cook. And Cook gets taken down, and then some extra swings from both sides, including Walter Grant of Georgia.
That's the end
So
of the
far,
second
the
quarter.
favorite way out in front. in this match. Third-ranked Georgia up 21-6. Let's get to the studio. Matt Berry with Joey and Jesse.
Chants and whistles fill the air. Fans cheering. Fight songs. Pads crashing. There's no doubt.
Touchdown.
Football is back.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Hampton by Hilton. Georgia's taken over this town. They've taken over this stadium. It didn't take long to take over the game. The third-ranked team in the country with a 21-6 lead. Derek Mason had a decision to make when it came to quarterback throughout fall camp. He chose Riley Neal, and the curiosity is if he will choose to make a change in the second half. Kickoff will go out of the back of the end zone. We go down to Cole, who talked with Coach Mason. What did he tell you about the quarterback situation? Georgia loaded the box. Vandy still ran. And Keyshawn Vaughn showing power to pick up a Vanderbilt first down. Pressure coming from the safety spot, and a pass sails high. That time the coverage came from Tyson Campbell.
A really good job on the outside by junior college transfer Jermaine Johnson.
Landers speed on the outside, bottom of your screen, 2nd and 12. Fromm gives it up. Swift on the run. And a great sign for Georgia, not only a 37-yard run, but he was running behind Matt Landers, blocking on the edge. Alan George finally ran him out. We want to win the Joe Moore Award. That goes to the best offensive line in college football. Here's DeAndre Swift, another major hole. And Swift making Vandy pay. Over the top of Tate Daly, a pickup of 15. Third down 11, here's Swift. He's the freshest. And that's going to set up 4th down after an 8-yard run.
Guess when you got that guy, even 50 you feel pretty comfortable with.
Got the leg, and he fillets it.
That was good from 60.
What a weapon. Georgia loaded up one side. They dropped 8, and that one's incomplete. Cole, you're down there. How loud is it when Vanderbilt's facing a third down?
It's loud. When it's a big one, it gets loud. And from where I'm standing, I don't really think that they're able to communicate at the line of scrimmage. And I know they're having to go silent count because you can see that the way they're directing things at the line of scrimmage, and they're going with the clap. So
Georgia's run for 219 yards already tonight. And they're running behind that big old line, and they're running with Brian Herrien. And Cole, I know you've been impressed by what Ben Cleveland has done. That's a unique dude. Back to football. Georgia 1 of 3 on third downs. They've only faced third down 3 times tonight. Fromm with a 3rd and 1. Has time, and 2 receivers in the same spot. Demetrius Robertson was the closest to the throw. They converted 8 of 13 on 4th down last year. Fromm's got DeAndre Swift. Bad exchange on the snap. Swift stumbles behind the line, and he gets taken down by Deo Odengbo.
That might be the first time tonight Vandy has penetrated the backfield there, gotten vertical upfield. That play was designed to go in the A-gap. Still don't believe they've completed a ball beyond 5 yards. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I don't think so.
Vandy scored on each of their last 2 possessions in the second quarter with a couple of field goals. And they will get nothing on that run by Keyshawn Vaughn because Jordan Davis, the sophomore from Charlotte, found his way into the backfield. It's a loss of 4.
Well, that's a guy Georgia's really excited about. If Jordan Davis can get rolling from that nose guard spot, interior guard to guard, that really opens up things for a very inexperienced yet talented linebacker crew behind him. They need a dominant force in between the guards, and Jordan Davis, he's got the size, he's got the athleticism. He just hasn't quite put it all together yet.
Second and long for Riley Neal. Batted away. That time, another big found his way into the backfield. Justin Young. He's only 275 pounds.
That's the eat game off the left side, Jordan. In comes in first, tackle goes around.
They've just been playing games all day. Jordan Davis gets there a little late. Justin Young just too quick. Squeaks right in between there. The athletic body type gets his hands up. This is not a good situation for Vandy to be in. I imagine a draw, a screen, something safe.
Silent count at home. Neal out of the backfield to Jamari Wakefield. And Wakefield's able to find 10. Monty Rice with the stop. Captain of the 94 team. Second and 6. And Zamir White. Dog fans love him, and for good reason. Ball punched out from behind. It'll get out of bounds and stay with Georgia. I was at Georgia practice last week watching Zamir White. You know the blasters that all the running backs run through?
Yeah.
Zamir White almost pushed the sled down the field. It's not how it's supposed to work. This is a 28-yard run. He is shifty and he is strong.
And explosive, but just can't get over this offensive line. Guard to guard, they are creating so much movement.
Please start the clock on my signal.
In the middle of this football field. These Georgia backs are making one cut, getting vertical, and they got a lot of green grass to play with.
From multiple torn ACLs. DeAndre Swift returns to the field. Deo Odangbo brings him down after a 7-yard gain. Vandy hanging in there. Georgia has been in control, but this one closer than the experts thought.
Third quarter.
It's 24-6 as we head to the fourth. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. Glory travels. Vanderbilt Stadium full of Bulldog fans, and they're running their own traditions on the road. There are no hedges here, but you would not know.
Tell you what, those bars down on Broadway are they're going to be packed with a sea of red tonight. Tootsie's, the FGL House. I mean, every honky-tonk down there is going to be absolutely slammed with Georgia fans.
And it looks like they'll have something to celebrate.
They're going to have some fun tonight in Nashville if this one keeps riding out the way it has been.
Three-man rush over the middle to Kearis Jackson, and a big stop by Deshaun Jerkins. There's a Vanderbilt team missing some key players due to injuries. The offensive line totally retooled.
Now here on 3rd and long, these Georgia ends are going to pin their ears back and come after you.
His line can't hear him. Neal. Sacked! Dropped inside the 5. They brought the house, and the house came down on him. Azeez Ojulari. Second sack of the night for the Dogs.
Ojulari does a great job off the edge here. Working on Cole Clemens, the left tackle. And again, in 3rd and long, these defensive ends can pin their ears back. Look at this. Great with his hands. Swipes the left tackle's hands out of the way. Gets to the quarterback. Gets a little help out from Channing Tindall as well.
Yeah, Tindall wasn't touched. Wouldn't matter if he won that battle over the left side.
Yeah.
Punting from the back of the end zone is Harrison Smith. Great hang time, and Tyler Simmons from the logo. Tyler Simmons to the corner. Flag down back at the 44. And this one likely coming back. 45-yard punt 24 on the return as it stands. That poor visor.
That bill's got to be broken in there. Creased.
Head ball coach would throw him. Kirby strangles him.
During the return, the Eagle blocking the back, number 11 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Georgia.
So that'll back him up. Georgia back on offense. Up 18.
Just because I call it doesn't mean if it's not there, just check it down. Live to play another play.
They give it on the end around. Demetrius Robinson. Robinson breaks free and will take it down to the 35. I think the other thing with Jake Fromm when it comes to deep balls is because he doesn't have the cannon of an arm like some first-round NFL prospects, the idea is you've got to wait for the perfect scenarios to take that shot.
Totally, and sometimes that can get frustrating. So when it's called, you really want to hit that one. But yeah, Jake Fromm doesn't have the elite arm that some of the headliners will have, the Justin Herberts, KJ Costello over at Stanford. There's some big arms that people talk about in this 2020 draft class, but what he doesn't have, he makes up for between the ears. He makes up for being a leader. He's extremely accurate. He anticipates, and his deep ball is the biggest improvement from last year to now.
Fromm down the left sideline. What a grab. A little bit behind Jackson, and he stays on into the 5, but lost the football. Live ball, and Vandy will have a chance to take it away from Georgia. 30-yard pass play, and then 13 on the fumble return.
It's a great play design, little throwback. Jackson just... That ball is definitely out.
Georgia brings 3, and Neal misses for C.J. Buller. One thing you didn't see on the coverage is Fromm rolls out, and he's able to find his tight end, Tennessee transfer Eli Wolf. First down, Georgia. Cole Kublik was here doing some radio coverage for the NFL draft. He couldn't get a car ride home to the West End, so Cole rode a motorized scooter all the way from Lower Broadway back here towards the Nashville campus. How'd that work out for you, big fella?
It was fine. It was a little scary. Cost me about $3.75, so it was a heck of a bargain. But
great deal.
You know, had to get actually out on the road 1 or 2 times due to some construction, but we survived.
That poor scooter.
Man, how'd your feet fit on that?
Brown hands it off Swift. Change of direction. Took a shot right towards the line. The Georgia fans wanted a hanky. D.C. Williams. Harrion bottled up and can't quite strain to the line. No gain. Drew Birchmeyer out of Midlothian, Virginia, was able to shove him back. Rodrigo Blankenship, 37-yard attempt here. And, of course, he bangs it through. Neal lost it. It was another high snap. He never got control of it. And it's recovered by Devontae Wyatt. Issues from center Grant Miller in his first start at center in his career. He's been inconsistent with the snaps all night. None to the backstop, but many outside of the strike zone.
And that's tough. Anytime you're trying to run zone read or even throw the football, that snap takes the quarterback's eyes away, gets you half a second behind. And really, that's a read that Riley's thinking, I might pull this, but he's so late to it that as he's starting to pull, he's realizing he doesn't have control of it. Running back's too far ahead. I mean, that timing's just bad when the snap's that bad.
Zamir White came into this game having not carried the ball since November of 2017. Getting some reps here tonight. And there he goes. Zamir White with a first down run for Georgia. A gain of 14.
getting vertical to spell DeAndre Swift, and Zamir White has as much talent as anyone.
White steps through a would-be tackle, takes it back to the marker again. You were talking about Riley Neal earlier. In his career at Ball State, he threw for 7,000 yards, right? Zamir White in his high school career ran for over 7,000 yards.
Wow. Fromm looks his way, gives him the signal.
Looking for a highlight reel again. Pickens! Incomplete.
Man.
James Coley's eyes lit up when I mentioned the Instagram post that showed the incredible catch from George Pickens in practice. Did you guys see that?
And then he goes, that's one of like 9 or 10 every week. Fromm wants to have this one back. I mean, when you got a guy that talented that can go up and grab it 50-50 the way Pickens can, you got to miss that one high. You got to give him a chance for the jump ball. But he saw what I did. I was just a little audible, looked over, gave Pickens a signal, took a shot.
And now 2nd and 10. Fromm going the opposite way. Same goal, but incomplete. A little bit of chatter.
Yeah, he's letting him hear it a little bit.
D.C. Williams. This Pickens has a brother who was in the CFL after a career as a defensive back at Arkansas State. Talented family. Demetrius Robinson in motion. 3rd and 10. Fromm floats it. Robinson coming back for it. And that'll set up 4th down with the clock running. And one of the nation's most reliable kickers on to extend the lead. This is just outside of it at 31. And that means a lot to many. Georgia takes a 24-point lead with 2:13 to go. Kirby's visor is out of the danger zone.
There's still 2 minutes left. The visor's not out of the woods yet.
Who's done more damage to visors, Spurrier or Smart?
Well, you mentioned that they're different. Spurrier would just chuck his. Kirby just grabs that thing and wants to break it in half.
Wallace begging for the snap, gets it on 4th down. And incomplete. Vandy will turn it over on downs. Bigger concern is Wakefield for this Vanderbilt team. 2nd string running back behind Keyshawn Vaughn. Vanderbilt, more than 7 touchdown underdogs tonight, would have taken a Herculean effort to knock off the 3rd-ranked team in the country. But next week is a very winnable game against Purdue. And for a Vandy team that has been teetering on bowl eligibility over the last few years, that's almost a must-win game for them on the road next week.
It absolutely is. I mean, when you play at Vanderbilt, and I did those non-conference games, getting 3 or 4 of those at most, I mean, that's how you make bowl games here. When you're outnumbered, at least from a talent perspective, most Saturdays in the SEC, you can play stout, you can play stingy, and Vandy always does. But you got to give yourself a leg up by winning those non-conference games and dominating those like you should.
Jake Fromm will take a knee, and they'll run the clock out on this one. Georgia with another win against the SEC East. It was a 14-0 lead after the first quarter, and the Dogs a little bit quieter offensively in the second half, but still dominating. This will be their 20th win in the last 23 season openers. The Bulldogs in the SEC opener, behind Kirby Smart in a dominating run game, take a 30-6 victory over Vanderbilt. They average 8.1 yards a carry, 7.5 yards per play. Georgia dominates. So for Cole Kubelik and Jordan Rogers, I'm Tom Hart saying so long from Nashville. Let's get you to Memorial Coliseum. Fresno State, USC. Jason Benetti.